I'm 90 years old, and if there is one piece of advice I wish someone had given me when I was younger, it is this: if you cannot live alone, do not rush into a care home. Do something else first, because what most people fear is not old age, it is loneliness. And the saddest part is that many people mistake one for the other. I have lived long enough to watch friends disappear one by one. I have buried people I loved. I have watched entire neighborhoods change until I no longer recognize the streets where I once walked with confidence. At 90, the world can feel strangely quiet. The phone rings less. The invitations stop coming. The children become busy. The grandchildren grow up. And one day you find yourself sitting in a silent room wondering where everybody went. Nobody tells you this when you're young. They tell you to save money. They tell you to eat healthy. They tell you to exercise. But very few people tell you how to survive the silence. And silence can become dangerous. Not because it hurts your ears, because it slowly begins to change your mind. I learned this too late. After my wife died, I thought I was prepared. We had been married for over 60 years. I knew she was ill. I knew the day was coming. I told myself I was strong. But strength has a funny way of disappearing when the house becomes empty. The morning after the funeral, I woke up and reached across the bed. Nobody was there. That simple moment broke something inside me. Not because she was gone, because for the first time in decades there was nobody to say good morning to. The house felt enormous. Every room echoed. Every chair reminded me of her. Every cup in the kitchen carried a memory. People visited during the first few weeks. Then they returned to their lives. And I returned to mine, except mine was no longer the life I recognized. Many older people reach that moment. And when they do, everyone starts offering the same solution. Maybe it's time for a care home, as if moving buildings can fix a broken heart, as if loneliness can be solved with a different address. Now listen carefully. I am not saying care homes are bad. Some are wonderful. Some people truly need them. But too many people move there because they feel lonely, not because they actually need care. And those are two very different problems. Loneliness follows you. It packs its bags and comes along for the ride. You can move across town. You can move across the country. You can move into a building full of people and still eat dinner alone inside your mind. That was the moment I understood something important. The problem wasn't that I lived alone. The problem was that I had stopped living. There is a difference, a huge difference. Most people realize this at 80, not 30. Living alone is not the same as being alone. Read that again. Living alone is not the same as being alone. Some of the loneliest people I have ever met lived surrounded by others, and some of the happiest people I knew spent most of their days by themselves. The difference was purpose. Purpose keeps the soul breathing. Without it, the days blend together. Monday becomes Tuesday. Tuesday becomes Friday. Months disappear. Years vanish. And before you know it, you are waiting for life instead of living it. I remember sitting in my kitchen one winter morning. The clock was ticking. The coffee was getting cold. Outside, rain tapped against the window, and I asked myself a question that frightened me. If I wake up tomorrow, what am I looking forward to? I could not answer. That scared me more than death. Because when a person stops looking forward to something, they slowly begin disappearing long before they die. Nobody notices it at first. The body is still there. The voice still speaks. The heart still beats. But something deeper begins fading. And that is exactly why so many older people feel trapped. Not because they are weak, because they have lost direction. The first thing you should do before considering a care home is rebuild your purpose. Not a huge purpose, not some grand mission, something simple, something real. Maybe it's caring for a small garden. Maybe it's helping children learn. Maybe it's reading to someone who cannot see. Maybe it's checking on a neighbor. Maybe it's feeding birds every morning. Purpose does not have to impress anyone. It only has to wake you up. I know a man who is 94. Every morning he walks 3 blocks to feed stray cats. That's it. Nothing extraordinary. Yet he wakes up every day with a reason to get dressed, a reason to leave the house, a reason to keep moving. Never underestimate the power of a small reason. Small reasons save lives. The second thing you should do is stop waiting for people to come find you. I know that sounds harsh, but it is true. For years I sat by the phone, waiting, hoping, expecting. Then one day I realized something. Everyone is fighting their own battles. Your children are busy surviving. Your grandchildren are building their futures. They may love you deeply and still not call enough. That doesn't always mean they don't care. Sometimes it means life is moving too fast. So I stopped waiting. I started reaching out first. And something amazing happened. The world became less lonely. Pride is expensive in old age, far too expensive. Many older people spend years feeling abandoned while refusing to make the first call. Don't let pride steal the years you have left. The third thing is something almost nobody talks about. Learn something new. At 90, people assume your learning years are over. They are wrong. The mind begins dying when curiosity disappears, not when birthdays increase. I have seen 80-year-olds who were younger in spirit than 40-year-olds because they remained curious. They asked questions, they explored, they learned. The day you believe there is nothing left to discover is the day life starts shrinking around you, and life is already short enough. Looking back now, I realize the greatest danger of aging isn't wrinkles. It isn't weakness. It isn't even death. The greatest danger is surrender. It is quietly deciding that your best days are behind you. Because once that belief enters your heart, everything changes. Your posture changes, your energy changes, your relationships change, your future changes. And the tragedy is that it often isn't true. Some of my most meaningful conversations happened after 80. Some of my deepest insights arrived after 90. Some of my strongest moments came after my biggest losses. Life did not end when I became old. It simply demanded a different kind of courage. The courage to keep showing up, the courage to keep caring, the courage to keep living, even when many reasons had disappeared. So if you're sitting alone right now, if you're wondering whether a care home is the answer, pause for a moment. Ask yourself something important. Do you need care, or do you need connection? Do you need assistance, or do you need purpose? Do you need a new building, or do you need a new reason to wake up tomorrow? Those questions changed my life, and they may change yours too. Because after 90 years, I have learned something most people never hear. The opposite of loneliness is not company. The opposite of loneliness is meaning. And once you find meaning again, even a quiet house can begin to feel like home.